Welcome to LT Outdoors, the channel with everything the outdoor world has to offer.
Cool.
Who's staring at me?
It's looking right at her.
My very first Laker. I love them because they look like the best eating fish out there. Yeah.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of these great adventures. It's going to be an epic fall.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of LT Outdoors on the Trapline. Today, I'll tell you what, it was getting to where it was freezing up pretty hard. I had to pull out of my traps, but I decided I was getting so many views and so much good feedback from the Trapline that what's the point in quitting now? It's not quite ice time. Ice fishing should be in the next week or two. So I figured before I can get on the ice, I might as well trap as much as I can. So I'm setting on a new strip of water today that I haven't trapped this year. As you can see, the boat launch was complete ice. I did get stuck. Nobody's here to help either. But yeah, I started slowly sliding into the deeper water, which was kind of scary, but I managed to get myself out. It took about 15 minutes, but I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm gonna hit the water. We're gonna set some beaver traps and look for mink sign and set some mink traps. So hope you enjoy this. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think. Now I can see here where the mink and stuff are coming and going. There's like an old hole right up there. They're probably going in that through the bank. There's a bobber. Also got coon tracks here. I'm gonna bet though I should probably place a trap right there because I think the mink will probably check that hole out. These are mink tracks up here. You can see they've been jumping around on this tree. Sometimes it's tough to find just the right spot to set a trap, but you want to make sure it's a pinch point. You got to pinch them off. All right, I just found the absolute perfect spot between this piling and the shore right there. He's got himself a nice run. I can see muskrats have been coming through here. That's why it's always good to, before you make your decision on setting a trap, look and see if there's any other spots. Like even right there where it goes up under that bank, that's probably a good spot for a mink set too. But I'm gonna set this first. Now, I am gonna wire this off to a stake in case it gets pulled. And actually I'll put the stake right here. I'll kind of fence it more. Yeah, gonna wire that off because see right here, that's a big old muskrat print. That's what that is. And there's coons, all kinds of stuff coming through. All right, got it wired off right there to that. Now I am gonna make it look a little more natural by putting in some more little fencing sticks here, just to make it look like it's a natural. All right, there we go, guys. I put this stake here just to kind of keep it from tipping at all. And I'm not going to cover this because it's already got a natural piece of snake grass there. So, yeah. Also, if you're going to use a trap this big, it's best to put the trigger right in the middle of it. That way the mink bumps it instead of, if you've got it straight down at the bottom or the top, you can go under it. So, good mink sets though. There's not much for beaver sign on the river. So I'm probably going to have to go to another section of river. But I wanted to show you that. That's clear as a bell. That's a nice mudslide where the beavers have been coming and going up off their lodge. I can also see there's a nice used hole over here. So what I'm going to do, oh yeah, look at all them fresh chew sticks. And the best part about it is that's a hole right there. And it's an easy one. It's very narrow. Guys, there's a couple sets I could do here. If I wanted to, I could put a foothold right there in the water below his slide. And put it off into the deep water. But I'm going to put a conibear there in front of that facing upward, so I should flip my trap around because he said he's seen it on 330 Maniac. I will tell you this, I've heard it from a few guys, including one of my friends that does it. They do it because they don't want to possibly puncture the fur. I have never in my life had a hole happen. None of the beavers I've ever caught with a conibear have had a hole, and I've always done it this way. So that was something in a conibear. Usually I have a hard time setting this hole because it's deep, but with this H stand, guys, we got a pile of fresh chewings coming up here. Should be able to see it here on the camera. Now, the only reason there would be that many chewings is if there was a den nearby. So there's got to be a beaver lodge close by here. Those are all extremely fresh. I am going to go check that side of the river because last year there was, well, past 2 years, there's been a bank den that I've trapped over there. Yeah, look at all, see the bottom's covered. There's got to be a den right here somewhere. That's a beaver trail for sure. I'll set that. I'll put a, because I see some chew sticks right up there on the bank. I'm betting that's it. Yeah, don't always think that a beaver has to have a lodge, because they definitely don't. Yeah, that bottom's pretty solid. I'd say there's something in there. All right, if there's ever been a better place to put a foothold for a beaver, I don't think I've seen it. This is a really good trail right here going up the bank. It's crazy that they can even make it up these banks, but you know, they got crazy claws too. Yeah, he's coming and going here hard. It's all mudded up from today even. All right, now again guys, I'll just show you. I like to use a pretty big trap for beaver for footholds. This one here I believe is the number 5 Duke. I usually use the MB750 is probably my favorite of the beaver sets, but yeah, let's get this in here. You want a big foothold because they got a big foot. And you got to have Bass Brothers beaver lure for sure for that stuff. Yeah, look at this trail, guys. That's just wild. Look how narrow. See that? If you could legally put a 330 up dry land in Michigan, that would be a ticket right there, but you can't. So let's set her down here, run the drowner down. All right, first thing I'm gonna do, there's an awful lot of twigs and stuff here. I'm gonna try and get the majority of that out of the way. Even though that beaver's used to them, I don't want anything like that messing up my trap. So I will move things around here. Sticks and footholds do not go well together. Of course, they don't with conibears either. All right, now I'm gonna make a nice flat trap bed here, just to anger them. Don't even need it here because it's already a spot they're used to going, but why not give them a reason to hang out? Make sure that rebar is in there tight. Probably your most important part is having it staked down so you don't lose the beaver and the trap. Might as well get this set while I've got strength in the hand still. See, I like to use my knees. It's good to get that leverage. All right, these are wolf fang anchors. That's a wolf fang anchor driver. I like to tie off some wire to mine. What this allows me to do is, see, I hook it to my waders, and then I'm able to squish this thing in the mud with my boot so I can get it deeper in the water. Otherwise, I can only go as far as I can reach with my hand, and then you got to get your hands wet. So. But it's cool because you do this and you wire it, and then you can pull the whole thing out. But I want to get out in this deeper water. Drops pretty fast. River water will trick you too. It's like a swimming pool. It looks a lot shallower than it is. Alright, again, see, now I can squish it down. Get it right in that mud, give it a jerk so that it doesn't pull up. And then you grab your wire, give it a good jerk. Oh God, yeah. I'm gonna be lucky if I can get that one out. It's in there pretty solid. I'll take some of this awesome beaver lure here by Bass Brothers. Take a nice gob. Stick it in my caster mound, just like that. If a beaver comes through here tonight, we're gonna have it. Got him. Oh man, I seen that fish coming for it. That was crazy. Try and get us away from the gravel beds here. I think it's an Atlantic. He's doing a lot of rolling, and that's usually the steelhead. Don't do that as much, but and go figure, I don't have a net today, guys. Might be able to beach him though. Oh, it looks like a steelhead. Yep. Pretty. Wow. Oh, what a gorgeous fish. He's got all the rainbow colors. Wow. I feel pretty silly not having a net. These are not easy fish to grab. Look at that. That's a male. He's got that hook jaw. That is a beautiful fish. Look at that. He's sperming on me too. Wow. Couldn't be happier. That was on a blue fox spinner there. And the best part, I don't know if you'll see it on the camera, but I could see him coming. I slowed it down, watched him just smash it. Dinner, folks, dinner. All right, guys, on my way back from setting those new traps, and I've got, could be a muskrat or it could be a mink. I'm hoping it's a mink. This is one of the sets you'll recognize that I used one of those new Hags clips, guys. This is one with a 1.5 coil spring and a Hags, so I'm really excited. Let's see what we got. Check this out. This is the setup here that I had right below this culvert. A 1.5 coil spring set up with a Hags. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. That is a beautiful buck. Look at that. Nice buck mink. Wow. See, this is my first time ever catching one in a set like that. And all I did, guys, in the video, I chose this spot because it looked to me like, you know, an animal might come or go out of that water. There hasn't been a single mink track down here either. So I just wasn't sure. And all the snow melted off today, but god dang, that right there is awesome. That just made my day. All right, as you can see, guys, this is easy. This is something that anybody could do. This is just a Victor 1.5. You could use it with a Duke or anything. These Hags clips are made to be universal. They're made to fit any trap. But as you can see, I just slide it on that little bar that's right there through the side. Now I can run the PVC through that hole right there, 3/8 inch. And yeah, I can set this at any depth that I want. I just basically put it just barely under the surface. That way it looks like a nice little stepping spot for the mink. That's all it takes, guys. Awesome. So check that out, guys. That's all it is. I could rig it up a little different if I wanted. I'll probably pull it back just a little bit so that arm isn't sticking up. But again, I'm just going to set it in the water right next to this rock so that it looks like another stepping stone, and the mink will hop on it. So we'll see if there's any more. That is all I did, guys. That easy. How she gets one. Alright guys, here we are on the first day check. And it's a little dinky line. I didn't get very many set yesterday, but that's okay, because I plan to set more today. And sure enough, I just found a spot. Emma keeps trying to float away here. I was looking for places for mink, and I found a really good one up here. But I also found a really good spot here for muskrat. This is a somewhat of a collapsed hole, but they're still using it. And instead of sitting right in front of the hole, I'm going to take advantage of this double channel here, because you can see they're coming right there, and they're also coming right there. So I'm going to set a trap in front of both of those channels, and we should have a double. I cannot say enough about these Hags clips, guys. These are seriously as fast as it comes to setting a trap and setting it right, making sure that it is totally stabilized and the animal ain't going nowhere. I mean, this is so much better than a stick or any other stake. All right, just like that. Now it looks like they could go between them, and they could, but naturally they're funneling through these little channels. That's why they're dug in like that. So I'm just going to set them like that, and yeah, we should have a couple. I think there is a muskrat hole, but this is what I was looking at, this undercut bank right here. Those are natural mink runs. They like to go through those because when they are running, they like to be hidden. So naturally they're running right underneath these. So I'm going to set one here. There is another really good muskrat hole right here. So the mink already have a reason to be here. They would be here after these muskrats. Alright guys, now conibears always have, well, these bigger conibears always have 2 springs. Make sure you use that to your advantage. Like for instance, you know, with this being an undercut bank, I don't want to have both springs sticking out unnaturally, so I'm going to swing this one up because this spring was going to be out of the way anyway. Then I'm going to stick it in the muck right here. And I'm going to try and get more in there. Yeah, just like that. Just like that, nice and natural. See, the spring being swung up out of the way makes it look a little more natural there. Get your stuff out of the way there. Now I'm going to grab just a little bit of grass off the bank here. I've showed this before. Try to make your sets look pretty natural. I'm just going to tuck this into the spring here just to camouflage it a little bit. Boom. Any mink that runs and wants to run underneath that bank, which it's trust me, a perfect undercut. I'm sure they run it all the time. Or even a muskrat. Anything that runs through there is going to get nailed. So I am going to spread though. I just realized you don't want your spring or your triggers to be dead center like that, because then the mink could go either way around it. You got to try and leave them as little room as you can to go around. See, they can't get through there now without it going off. Alright, let's check this other rat hole out right here. Through this has got a deep channel, super wide. They're coming in and out of there. The channel's way too wide for me to just put a 110 in and block it, so I'm just gonna have to put it there in front of the hole. And a colony would actually be best right here if I had one with me. Alright. Again, these Hags clips are just insane for quick trap placement. Now I can see the hole looks like it's more right here than anywhere, so I'm just gonna there, put it right there. Yep, it's gonna have a rat. It didn't take me long. Look at that. There's another one right there. That one's a shallow one, but they're using it because that bottom is nice and cleared. It's another perfect hole. I just muddied it all up again. Look at that. This trap's fine. Yep. For sure, possum. Big one too. A lot of white. That's a good looking possum right there. Again, I like using these conibears because Gemma's floating away. She's like, I don't care. This is fun. I like conibears because then the animal is already taken care of when you got there. You don't have to put them down. And they're quick too. Definitely humane traps. Yeah, this is a pretty one here. There we go. Wow. Yep. A little bit dirty, but not too bad. I'll just brush it out when I get home. Get that dirt off it. I can rinse the bottom off a little bit here. Yeah, that's a big one. Probably the biggest possum I've caught this year. All right, so I found this weird spot in a rotten out log along the river, and I don't know, to me at first I thought maybe somebody else was trapping here because it just looks like a pre-made trap bed, but it's not. It's just how it was. It looks like the grass grew out of there. But I'm gonna set a trap in there because it looks just like a perfectly natural spot for mink or even a muskrat or something to climb up here and sit on. So I'm gonna set this I'm gonna set this number 1 here. I'm just gonna set it right here. It's hard to bed on a log, but do the best I can. Tuck the grass around it here. And what I did is I hooked up one of those Hags clips to a piece of wire. I'm just going to run this through, and I'm going to stake this off into the deeper water here. Again, just so that they jump off, and the weight of the trap will do the rest. Push it down there good. That way. Oh yeah, that ain't coming. Even if I get a coon, that ain't coming out of there. So yeah, that'll be perfect. All right, we're coming up here. I see I got at least one in there. Looks like just the one. This is a colony set that I made yesterday. I do want to say this though. I just seen a mink up here on this tree, so they are running today. Yeah, just the one. I should have put a bigger colony here. That's alright though. One is better than nothing any day of the week. That's a big one. I'll probably use the meat off of him to make a really good mink set, because they muskrat is their favorite food. All right, it's ready to get another one. I'm gonna try and set up a trap on this log. I might be able to make a blind set in there. But it's gonna work. I know it is. I'm gonna wire off. I'm gonna wire off right here to this. Just like that. See, when the mink gets in it, when you're using a foothold, you want to make sure they're going to fall back in the water. And the weight of the trap will do the rest. Okay. I want it to be in the water. The problem with that is the river changes depths all the time. That should actually be really good the way it's sitting right there. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, pretty pumped. Coming up here to my caster mound that I made yesterday, I didn't even make it part way up, and I could see the beaver float from the water, so hard to beat, man. I'm telling you, caster mounds can't be beat. If you've got the right depth, you gotta set them. Yeah, not bad. Just a medium-sized beaver. Yeah, it's a little bigger than I thought. They always look smaller in the deep water. Best part is my caster's still intact, so it's always nice. All I gotta do is reset the trap and it's ready to go. Yeah, that's a bigger beaver actually. Wow, that's a lot bigger than I thought. It's just hard to tell because of the water's so clear. Like I said, it gives you that swimming pool effect, so it's very misleading. But this is probably a 50. Sheesh. Yeah, that's a monster. Wow. Yeah, this thing's a freaking horse, man. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. Yeah, that's a monster. That's a huge beaver. I bet he's over 50. That's definitely getting weighed. Just like that. And again, I like to face my dog, which is the trigger holder there. I like to face that away from where the animal's stepping so that he don't step on that first. Ah, that's perfect.
This season of LT Outdoors Trapping is brought to you by Bass Brothers Lures and Baits. They are located in Iowa, and they carry some awesome lures and baits. You'll see me use them in this show. Now, if you want to order from them, you can call this number or check them out on Facebook.
It's about the only thing she loves more than bashing in brains. Weird, huh?